Hey guys, this is the Mall Fox here, and today I will show you guys a favorite mall of mine, the Bradley Square Mall, located in Cleveland, Tennessee. History for this mall starts when mall developer Crown American announced plans for a 500,000 square foot shopping mall in the northeastern portion of Cleveland, breaking ground in 1989. The Bradley Square Mall had its grand opening on February 13, 1991, anchored by department stores Sears, Hess's, K-Mart and JCPenney. Take a look at this fountain. Definitely one of the top 5 fountains I've ever seen in a shopping mall. Around this time, 1991, Crown American would go on to develop Mount Berry Square in Rome, Georgia, and Martinsburg Mall in West Virginia, malls that were very similar to this in design at one point. While the main mall had its grand opening on February 13, 1991, Hess's and Sears opened before the mall did, opening in September 1990 and October 1990 respectively. Interestingly, there was a 5th pad planned for an anchor that fell through during development. It could have been Parks Belk at one point. But now that pad is where they built an AMC Classic 12, which opened in November of 2012. Unfortunately, a lot of the information on this mall is not archived on newspapers, so I don't have very much information that's super in-depth or detailed. However, I do know that around the time the mall opened, some of the stores occupying the mall included Bookland, Disc Jockey, Hibbett Sports, and Maurice's. An anchor change would happen extremely early in the mall's life. Due to the buyout of several Hess's stores across Tennessee and Virginia by department store Profits, the Hess's at Bradley Square Mall became Profits in 1992. So, to my knowledge, Cleveland, Tennessee isn't really a hot spot for crime, not any more so than a lot of small to medium-sized cities in the US. However, in August of 1994, a pipe bomb was found outside the Bradley Square Mall K-Mart. The mall and K-Mart store were evacuated at 11:30 a.m. and the bomb was detonated by the Chattanooga Bomb Squad. Something interesting about the city of Cleveland is that when Bradley Square Mall was created, it ended up killing 2 other smaller malls in the city. Village Green Mall, which opened in 1961, and Cleveland Mall, which opened in 1974, took big hits when Bradley Square Mall opened. Department stores Sears and JCPenney were stolen from Cleveland Mall, and it closed as a mall in the mid-1990s, being repurposed as a medical center. Meanwhile, Village Green, then called Village Mall, had Hess's stolen from it by Bradley Square, and over time, pivoted to be an entertainment center with restaurants and local retail, as well as offices, and this mall still actually exists today. It's actually very likely that I'll end up going to that mall to film in the future. So the mall also originally had a food court by the Sears, which ended up dying in the mid to late 2000s and was walled off for storage, and that's how it sits today, and we'll see that later in this video. More interior repurposing would happen when both Sears and Profits would expand into some inline space around their respective store locations. Sadly, the Bradley Square Mall has shown signs of struggle from even the early 2000s, when the food court would largely empty out, only having a single option for a number of years, and several long-standing big-name tenants would start leaving. Continuing on into the 2010s and early 2020s would see anchor stores close at the mall. Sears closed in 2013 and K-Mart closed in 2016. Finally, JCPenney closed in 2020. But these issues did not go untreated by management. The mall's first and only major interior renovation was performed around May 2012, which saw new paint and other interior upgrades in addition to the expansion of the Belk property. Also, as I mentioned at the start of the video, the fifth unbuilt anchor pad from all those years ago became an AMC Theater, which opened in November of 2012, with 18 screens, and it still remains to this day. The Sears pad at the mall wouldn't stay vacant for long, being replaced by Dunham Sports, which is a retailer similar to Dick's Sporting Goods, in 2013. In addition, management announced in 2016 that the former K-Mart building and a small bit of interior concourse would be demolished for a strip retail center at the end of the mall that we just came from. Work on that project was completed in 2018, and the strip now houses Ulta Beauty, TJ Maxx, PetSmart, HomeGoods, Five Below, and Rack Room Shoes, in addition to some other smaller shops. Lastly, JCPenney would be replaced by an entertainment center of some sort, which to my understanding only allows exterior mall access. But as we go towards the walled up food court, to me, it feels like Bradley Square Mall is still loved by the community here. There's still a few chains left, and there's lots of local business here. One of my favorites is a store that sells all sorts of collectibles, like old retired Lego sets or Hot Wheels cars, and their storefronts in the mall used to play trading card games, in addition to the little arcade that we saw by the Kmart. You won't notice it in this video because I try my hardest not to show it, but there was actually a good amount of people here in this video on the late February Friday evening when I filmed it. Families here with their children just hanging out. I really love the atmosphere that this mall has. Heck, a few weeks ago I was in the area and had time to kill, so I just started mall walking in here as it rained outside. It was really peaceful. And this mall's aesthetics are gorgeous. Granted, it used to look a lot better than this in my opinion. Crown American had a habit of making malls in pastel colors, and there's some photos of what that used to look like on a Sky City article that I will link down below. But even today with the brown, I don't hate it. I think this mall is still gorgeous, with the tile planters and the tile on the floor. When I first went to this mall in early 2023, I went in blind. I didn't really know what this mall looked like. I had seen maybe one picture online before. But I go in, and I was immediately greeted with two of my favorite things: an in-ground planter and a gorgeous fountain. I just remember feeling so happy and excited. Maybe that sounds weird, but maybe not to you guys, because you guys like malls like I do. This place just gives me such a good feeling. I love the vibe here. I love the aesthetics. I love this mall. This mall is definitely in my top 5. Given all that, I really hope Bradley Square Mall can stay open for the foreseeable future. I don't want to see such a gorgeous mall get torn down or redeveloped into a soulless lifestyle center. Although granted, unfortunately, that is what a lot of these areas need at this point. But that's going to wrap up my tour of the Bradley Square Mall, located in Cleveland, Tennessee. If you guys have an interest in dying, dead, or alive malls, and you need a place to talk about them, consider joining the Dead Malls of Discord server. Link will be provided in the description below. If you liked this video and want to see more, consider hitting the like button and subscribing to this channel. Leave me a comment down below if Bradley Square is your childhood mall and you have a fond memory here, or if you just want to leave me a nice comment to read. And otherwise, stay tuned for the next mall video.